Hello guys, Throwback1 here, coming at you with a new Yu-Gi-Oh video, along with Charmander in the background as always. And in today's Yu-Gi-Oh video, we're going to be taking a look at the new Albaz support coming out in the structure decks. Now, obviously, we did get all the effect monster based support and that one continuous spell, but the only good thing I saw in that was the kit. So I'm hoping these new fusions and the tokens we're going to get are going to, one, look really good for the tokens, because man, I like my tokens. If they look good, I'm going to use them. And two, that the fusions are actually going to be really, really good. So, guys, we're going to be taking a look at these. Hopefully you'll enjoy the video. Let's go ahead and get into it and see how good these new cards are. So, let's scroll down. So we're starting off with, that's not a fusion. New Albaz fusions. That's a purple card, but it's not a fusion card. Okay. So what is this? This is Branded Blade. This is a normal trap card, and its effect is you can only use the first and second effect of this card once per turn, and only once that turn. First effect, banish any number of branded spells / traps from your graveyard, especially summon that many Ice Blade tokens, Dragon, Dark, level 8, 2500 attack, 2000 defense. So, okay, just banish a ton of tokens. Well, sorry, just make a ton of tokens. Like, that's not bad. Like, just being able to just go ahead and flip this, banish like 5 branded spells or traps from the graveyard and just get, well, 12,500 attack points is not a bad thing in any way, shape, or form. But, I don't know, it seems a bit slow, and obviously it's a late game card, but what's its second effect though? What is its second effect? So, you can banish this card from your graveyard and then target one of your banished Fallen of Albaz or monsters that specifically list that card in their text, add it to your hand. Okay, so it's a bit of recursion. That's not bad. Like, to be honest, like just being able to just banish this whenever you want, and then just add back a banished Fallen of Albaz card monster that specifically lists it. So I'm assuming there are cards that will say just banish things to go ahead and trigger things, but yeah, if you do somehow get a banished Fallen of Albaz card, be it through the branded in red, which just banishes cards in general, and or just like any other branded card, then yeah, just get a free card back. And so this card is pretty much just make 12,000 attack, and also just recyclability. So I'm thinking that's okay. That's a solid, I would say, 6 out of 10 for a card. Like, generally, like that's not bad. But oh, a counter trap, and we got Fleur de Lis on the artwork, and she's getting rid of the Pope. Okay, the Pope of Dogmatica, Maximus, obviously. Branded Condemnation. Okay, counter trap. First effect, when a spell / trap or monster effect is activated that includes an effect that special summons a monster, return a fusion monsters that lists Fallen of Albaz as material to your extra deck, 1 you control, or from your 2 from your graveyard, and if you do, negate the activation. If you do that, destroy that card. So, okay, so this just negates 3 special summon cards. I guess that's alright. I don't think it's amazing. Like, if it was just in general, like, oh yeah, I can activate this and then I can negate any spell, trap, or monster effect that is activated, but because it has that little inclusion of that special summons a monster, it's like, how often am I going to get to do this? How often is this going to go off? But I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty decent just being able to return a fusion monster or 2 fusion monsters from your graveyard to the extra deck to negate something, and it's basically recyclability and also just negation in 1 card, which is nice. But it's got a second effect as well from the looks of it. So what does it do? You can banish this card from your graveyard and target 1 of your branded spells / trap cards in your graveyard, set Branded Condemnation, and add it to your hand. Okay, so literally just banish it from your graveyard, then just add a branded spell or trap card from your graveyard to your hand. That's really good. That's actually really, really strong. Okay, so this you just use this, yeah, banish it, you use it, negate something, banish it, add back branded in red. There's no bad things about this whatsoever. Wow, this is actually, like, the second effect is absolutely insane. The first effect, I would give probably a 5 out of 10 maybe, because obviously it's just for specific special summoning only. Well, it's a counter trap, so I guess I'll probably bump it up to probably a 7, but that second effect bumps this card easily up to an 8 in terms of how good it is, because just having recyclability and negation in a card, That's very rare. So that's very, very good. I really like that. And now we're on to the fusion monsters. So this is the this is the Albaz version of the dragon. So let's see what this one is. So this is Mirrorjade, the Ice Blade Dragon. Level 8 Dark Worm Fusion Effect Monster. 3000 attack, 2500 defense. Fallen of Albaz plus 1 Fusion Synchro Xyz or Link monster. So wow, just Fallen of Albaz is pure super poly targets now. Sick. First effect, you can only control one Mirrorjade, the Ice Blade Dragon. Okay. Second effect, once per turn, quick effect, you can send one fusion monster that lists Fallen of Albaz as a material from your extract to the graveyard. Banish one monster on the field, but this effect cannot be used again next turn. So, okay. So pretty much you use this effect as a quick effect, but you can't use it on the following turn. So if you use it on your turn, you can't use it on your opponent's turn, but if you use it on your opponent's turn, you can't use it on your turn. So, interesting thing there. Kind of cool, having that little clause in there, but being able to just send any Fallen of Albaz card, fusion monster from your extra to the graveyard is actually pretty strong, because you could use this in something like Dogmatica to go ahead and summon like any Dogmatica from the deck, like Maximus, Fleur-de-Lis, Ecclesia to get a free search. If you're playing this in Tri-Brigade, if you would, you could send the Beast version to search any Tri-Brigade monster. Spriggans, same thing, like, not bad, but not amazing, if you get what I mean. Third effect though, if this face-up fusion summon card you control leaves the field by your opponent, you can activate this effect. Destroy all monsters they control during the end phase of this turn. That's a bit disappointing. Not gonna lie, like, don't get me wrong, that effect does have pretty decent implications, because obviously if your opponent attempts to set up anything more during the end phase, you just wipe their board. But my issue with that is, a lot of the time, if they've done that, then they're gonna most likely make things that can't be destroyed anyway, such as like Dragoon, for instance, or they're gonna make something that if it dies, it'll come back next standby phase, like destroy Phoenix Enforcer. So it's just like, the card is good, don't get me wrong, like just being able to get free trigger effects of any of your Fallen Albaz fusions is really, really nice. Plus it's a pretty decent super poly target, but just the fact that it requires you to only destroy during the end phase, I feel like that is a very downside. Don't get me wrong, it's a good card, but I feel like that one restriction is a bit lacking and will hinder this card in general. Like, for instance, something like Absolute Zero, my favorite card and the whole reason that I named the channel after this, destroys as soon as it dies, but this is just during the end phase, and like, I feel like it was fine if it was just left the field by your opponent, because that means, oh yeah, it died to my opponent, so then they just lose everything for doing it. But because it's that plus the fact it just only destroys during the end phase, it's just kind of like an annoying thing to me. But it's not a bad card, it's just like that one small little tidbit is annoying. Okay, so let's see what this one is. So this is obviously the Jester. So Rebellion, the Divine Flame Dragon. Okay, level 8 Light Dragon Fusion Effect Monster. 2500 attack, 3000 defense. Okay, so it's the opposite of our lovely Mirrorjade here. It takes one Dark Monster plus Fallen of Albaz. Okay. And you can only use the effect of this card's name once per turn. So first effect, and only effect. If this card is fusion summoned, you can discard one card. Fusion summon one level 8 or lower fusion monster from your extra deck, except Rebellion, the Divine Flame Dragon, by shuffling fusion materials listed on it into your deck from among cards on the field or in your graveyard / or face up banished cards. But for the rest of this turn, this card cannot attack. Also, you cannot special monsters from the extra deck except fusion monsters. Well, that was a mouthful, but that's really good. Like, that card is actually insane, because when you really think about it, you just discard, you fusion summon this, you discard a singular card, and then you can fusion summon literally any card in the game, and just go ahead and shuffle materials that would be on your field, in your graveyard, or your banish zone. This is essentially, I'm going to recycle everything that's banished that I don't need. I'm going to recycle everything that's in my graveyard. And if I've got like 5 dragons in my graveyard banished or anything like that, you could just summon potentially like, well, actually no, you couldn't summon 5-headed dragon. I was going to say that, but then it's like, it's level 8 or lower. But you could use this in so many different decks. For instance, I could see this being used in something like Shadows. for the fact that Shadows lose out on a lot of their fusion materials really early on, and in the late game they don't actually have anything. So you could literally just tech in a Fallen of Albaz in your Shadow deck, summon this, and then just shuffle away your Beast, your Dragon, your any multitude of Shadow monsters that you want back in deck, to then just go ahead and use them again because, well, they can be. So this card is actually really strong. So in a lot of fusion decks, I could see Albaz being teched in them now. So that's actually really strong. If it's dark fusion deck or an opponent's playing a dark deck, you could just side this with the Fallen of Albaz and then just have 3 ways to fusion summon whenever you want. So that's actually really strong. For something like this that I did not expect to have that kind of effect, absolutely insane. And just being like a parallel world fusion in a sense is really cool. So Rubellium, I would definitely give this card a 9 out of 10, just because, like, the only reason it's not a 10 out of 10 is because it specifically needs Fallen of Albaz, but the rest of it, absolutely insane. Card is nuts, and damn, Konami really did make a powerful card here in general. So yeah, Rubellium, 9 out of 10. Great card right there. And then we've got the tokens, and ooh, I like the artwork. That's Albaz eating like a piece of bread or something. Why does he look sad though? And then, like, what's the token say? Albaz the Black Shroud. Albaz the Shrouded. This card can be used. Wait, are they in the skeleton of the? wait. Are they in the skeleton of the that giant snake they killed, or is this before Albaz turned into the dragon? Okay. Interested. Like, let's see what it says. Does his name point to the past sealed in darkness, or a brilliant lit future? Brilliantly lit future. Okay. And we got Ecclesia here, just probably eating her share of bread too, with the little bird down there. Ecclesia the Exalted, exiled. Oh, so she's considered exiled now. Okay. May his blank heart be filled with many memories from this point on, thinking of what is yet to come. The girl gave the boy a name. So, Ecclesia did give Albaz his name. Okay, so this is just lore dumping. That's nice. I always like to see lore dumping. So yes, basically Albaz in the TCG really should really be Albaz in the Fallen. Oh. Yeah, Fallen of Albaz. So yeah, he should be Fallen of Albaz in the TCG. Just Konami being mean. Pull the trigger. So that's the Tri-Brigade getting ready. Oh look, Kit's up there. So Kit must have reunited, or this is before they went out to the Dogmatic Nation. Interesting. I really do like this lore dump. And what's this? At times she was like a caring older sister, and other times like a stern teacher. Their woven bond are connected even now, no matter the distance. So this is just the bond between Ecclesia and Fleur de Lis that's actually really, like, I'm really liking this lore dump. And what? Is that that's Jester? He looks just like, yeah, I thought so. Okay, Aluber, the wicked dogma. Wait, dogma? Dogma? Excuse me? A being divided by the abyss, he mocks the light and tricks the darkness. So, okay, that's a bit of a lore dump right there. I'm curious, is Aluber really a good guy? But you know what? I want to find this out when Konami like reveal a big story about it. But that is really interesting. Okay. And then we've got some reprints coming in the structure deck here. Oh, Safer's nice. Effect Veil also nice. Like, Dark Ruler No More reprint again? Oh, we probably won't get these. That can only be one. Like, those are some good reprints. We probably won't get them though, sadly, but not bad. But guys, honestly, this support and these tokens, really cool. I love these lore tokens, really. Like, I love the little lore tidbits that we get with these, and it's just really cool. And also, guys, I like the new support they've made. Like, they've made a trap card that I admit is like a 6 out of 10 because, well, it only adds from Banished Zone, and you have to obviously banish a lot of spells to actually utilize its first effect, but you can't scoff at summoning like 5 special 2500 attack monster tokens. Like, you can't scoff at that. Like, that's 12,500 attacks, so it's a pretty decent card. And also you got this okay trap card, this counter trap that says you can only negate special summon effects, but at the same time, its second effect is pretty good, being able to just return like a branded in red or something from your banished zone, from your graveyard, sorry, to your hand. And then you got like Ice Jade here, which is kind of hindered by its third effect, but it's still a pretty good card because you can just go ahead and send any Albaz fusion from your graveyard, from your extra deck to your graveyard to go ahead and use its effect during the end phase. But again, like, I get how they all have effects that trigger during the end phase, but if that should have really been on just destruction. So yeah, that's the thing. And then you got this insane card in Rebellion, which is honestly a really amazing card. But guys, what do you personally think on the little lore dump we got from the tokens? What do you personally think on the new fusions and the trap cards that we got? Personally, I think this card is absolutely insane. I think this card is pretty decent, and I think this card, it's scary, but not amazing. But guys, honestly, all of this stuff is really, really cool. I love the lore dump. I love these new cards. Tell me your thoughts on them in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Robot1, signing out. I really do like what they're doing with the Dogmatica lore, guys. It's really interesting. Later.